Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we are doing paper 4, 0607 and May, June 2026. Again, this paper looks like a little bit harder than paper 2. There are many complex questions comparing to the previous one, but in general it's fine. Okay, let's go through every question and let's compare your answers, okay, so you can know what you expect to get from this paper. And for new students taking new exams, they can practice this one as well. I'm going to start actually this time by the calculator question, the graph question, okay, so because many asked me about this one. So I will start with this question, then we will go back from question number 1. So question 5, okay? So in question 5, we have this function and we need to sketch the graph. As we expected that this question was what we have in all paper 4. So to graph this one, usually we go to y, to plot, and we write the equation there in y1, okay? I prefer usually when you type your equation, your function, please try to use alpha and equals, and then use number 1 for fraction. So you can write it in form of fraction to not have any problem with the graph, okay? Now, since we are done with this, after writing the function, then you will go to window to write the domain and range. Domain, x values, as you see from the graph here, -2 to 2, so I put it -2 to 2. And since it's a small values, I made it the scale to be 0.5. And if you talk about here, the range is from -5 to 25. Okay, and I made it scale 1. So when you press on graph, you will find that this is your graph, okay? So let's sketch. Take care when you sketch this one that you will find that the graph doesn't reach, let's make it from here, doesn't reach to x equals to 0 or y equals to 0, like this one is like that, okay? Don't touch x-axis or y-axis. The other side, you will find again, starting from here, again, I'm not touching y equals to 0. I'm not touching x-axis. And when you go up there, you have maximum point, and then you go down like that. And again, you don't touch the y-axis. Okay? So this is the first thing about sketching the graph. Next one, find the zeros of f of x. Zeros, it means the intersection with x-axis, like x-intercepts, which is this one. You have only one point. And even here, you will find that you have only one x and 1 point, okay? So how to find that? We go to second and calc, and we need to calculate the zeros, and then take any point here on the left of the point what we need in the left bound, and then move to the right down after the point, okay? And take another point, and this guess equals will give you that this one is -0.2. So the answer here, -0.2. Next one, find the coordinates of the local maximum point, which is this one. We need to find this maximum point. Again, you go to calculator second, and then calc. We need to calculate what? The maximum. Go to maximum, enter. Take left bound before this. Look, this is the point, looks like -0.3, but to be accurate, take any point before, enter. And then right bound, take any point after, and enter, guess. So the answer is that the local maximum point at x equals to -0.3, and y is 18.5, okay? And please try to this 18.5, make 3 significant figures. So this is 18.5. That one, 0.3, so this is nothing else to write. Okay, look here, even they made it easy for you, and they asked you to find the point itself, because you will need this y. Okay, this y you will need it. Look, put on the calculator more. Okay, so why we will need this one? Let's see, because in next question they said the equation f of x equals 2k. F of x, it means my graph, what we have, like y equals 2k, y equals 2k, okay, has one solution. Look here, if you meet any horizontal line, y equals to k, y equals to any value, you will find that you have intersection points. Like here, for example, you have 3 intersection points. Here, for example, you have 2 intersection points. Okay? So what they said, we said we have one solution, has one solution. One solution, it means one intersection point. So where exactly we have one intersection point? If you look at this maximum point and you made horizontal line, you will discover that here you have exactly 2 solutions. It means above this, more than this maximum point, you will have only one solution. Okay, so if you are here, any value. So any value greater than the maximum point. So what's y of this value? Y of this value, it was 18.5. And because this, I'm saying it's good that you had it before. So it should be k greater than this one, this 18.5. Because we are talking about the values of y-axis, which here is k. Okay? So last point, they are talking about what's happening here in this function. If you compare this function of the previous one, you can say it's almost the same, but the difference that we have +1 here. What does +1 where? In x-axis. So this one, translation. Okay, when you see x +1 -1, so this is translation. So this one happened translation. Okay, if you say translation, you need to say translation where. Okay, you can say by vector, and you write where it happened. It's in x-axis here, and y-axis, nothing happened in y-axis. This is y-axis, okay? Nothing happened in y-axis. So what happened in x-axis? We had translation by 1 to the left, because usually x-axis, it's opposite operation. So if it's +1, it means -1. Okay, it means the translation happened in x-axis 1 to the left, 1 to the left. So this is what you have. You can say translation by vector -1, 0, or you can say translation by 1 to the left. Translation 1 unit to the left. Okay, so done with this main question. Okay, done. So if you are searching only for this question, done. You may leave the video, no problem. If you want the whole exam, I'm going now to move to solve the whole exam. Question 1. In question 1, a quadrilateral has one line of symmetry and no rotational symmetry. So the only one what has one line of symmetry and no rotational symmetry is the kite. Okay, it's repeated question. You should know usually the line of symmetry of shapes and rotational symmetry. Okay, because this is a repeated question. Okay, question 2. Simplify. We collected the like terms. 3c minus 4c, it's 1c. Yeah. Oh, sorry, 3 plus 4. So 7. 7c minus 1 and d minus 1c, it's minus 2d. Okay, minus d minus 2d. So the answer is 7c minus 2d. Okay, next one, 3x, and this is multiplication. So this is not addition. So just you multiply them. Okay, this is not addition. because this is also a common mistake. So 5x times 3, it's 15x, and then y times p, it's yp, done. Then, next one, factorize. Okay, what to factorize here? Here you have 2 points. You have to fully factorize. So you take not only the p and also the 2. So it's like 2p and bracket what will remain inside p minus 4t. And usually double check. 2p times p, it's 2p squared. 2p times minus 4t, so it's minus 8pt. Okay? So this one is factorization, which is opposite of expansion. If you made only p outside without taking 2, you will get only 1 point. Okay, question 5, we did it already. Now, question 6, find the highest common factor, HCF of 180 and 96. How we can do this type of questions. So you have to write the number by its as a product of its prime factors. Okay, so you may do it in this way, like 180 divided by 2, 90 divided by 2, 45. So you can divide by 2, so I'll divide by 3, it's 15, divided by 3, it's 5, divided by 5, it's 1. So you can say that 180 is 2 squared, okay, 2 squared times 3 squared times 5, okay? You can do the same for 96, okay, divided by 2, so it will be 48, divided by 2, it's 24, divided by 2, 12, 2, 6, 2, 3, 3, 1, okay? So you will take this 96, it's how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 2 to the power of 5, right? And times 3, okay? So this is the what we have. Now we need to look at the highest common factor. Okay, what's the highest common factor between them? It means you will take the highest common between them. Let's take what is the common here between. Oh, sorry. So this one 2 squared and 2 to the power of 4. So the common between them, it will be 2 squared. Okay, here 3 and 3 squared, or the common between them is 3. Okay, so HCF in this case will be the intersection, which is 4 times 3, which is 12. So this one should be 12. Okay, it's like intersection. This one is the HCF. Okay, then find the lowest common multiple, LCM. This is like the union. Okay, x to the power of 12 and x to the power of 12, 14. So of course you will take which one? You take the smallest power. You will take this one. Okay, so x to the power of 12. Okay, it's like if you have, let's say, 2x to the power of 12, for example, plus let's say 5x to the power of 14. When you factorize this one, what you do? You take this one outside, right? X to the power of 12. This one, what we call it, the LCM. Okay. Now, no, wait. I mean, this what I did. This is HCF. No, wait. The common between them, HCF. Yeah, that's my bad. Sorry. So x to the power of 12. This is if I want to find HCF. Okay, but of course, if I wanted to find LCM, I will take the lowest common multiple, which is x to the power of 14. I will take the big one. Okay, here, as I mentioned before, we take the small one. Yeah. Here we took the small one between them. so 2 to the power of 2. We take the small of this one, okay, the common between them. But here it's union. I will take the big one, so x to the power of 14. Okay, so you can say this is HCF, this is LCEM. Okay, so double check usually, okay, because when we are solving very fast, sometimes we make mistakes. Okay, question 7. Prices are reduced by 20% in a cell. Okay, so if you have here the original price and you have here the sale price. The sale price is this one, $248.8, and this is what we need to find. We need to find the original. Usually the original we consider 100%. What happened is they said reduced by 20%, discount 20%, so it's 80%, like 0.8. Okay, so if you have the original and you want to find the sale price, you multiply by 0.8. But since you have the sale price and you want to find the original, we divide. Okay, so the answer is 284.8 divided by 0.8. Okay, let's find what would be the answer. Yeah, so the answer is 356. Okay, question 8. Question 8, it's about the polygons. Okay, so this one is the internal. Very clear that this one internal interior angle, and this one the exterior angle. Okay, we know anyway that the interior angle plus the exterior angle equals to 180 degrees. So if we have that 4x plus x equals to 180 degrees, right? So 5x equals to 180, so x equals to 180 over 5. Okay, 180 over 5, which is 180 over 5. Second. Yeah, it's like if you multiply by 2, right? So it'll be like 90. Yeah. So x is 90 degrees, but we need to find the number of sides. It's better to find e. E itself is x, yeah? Yeah. So e is 90. Good. If you want to find this, so this is the first step. So how to find now number of sides? Number of sides is 360 over e. So 360 over 90. So the answer will be 4. Yeah. This one looks right. 4. How it will be 4. Yeah, it will be 4 if this one is if this one is square. Is that correct? So I feel like there's a mistake. Okay, I'll double check. Interior angle plus exterior angle is 180. So 5x. How 180 over 5 is 90? Oh. This is, oh, that's nice mistake. Oh yeah, 180. Okay, so 180 over 5 is like, yeah, it should be 36. Okay. Because of this I'm saying, 36 over. If it's 90, it means this one is a square. Okay, 36. So 36 here, it will be 10 sides. Okay. Again, and this is part of learning. that when you do a mistake because you are fast, you misunderstood the question, you misspelled, you are fast, and you divided something what's not exist in front of you, whatever the reason, you must double check. Okay, when you double check it, usually the numbers has to make sense. So usually when there is a mistake, oh, there's something wrong here. So you double check, you discover, oh yeah, you did a mistake. So this is part of the learning. Please double check and usually look at the number. Does it make sense or not? Okay, so okay, let's move to next questions. This one, use the quadratic formula to solve this equation. And you know what, even if they didn't say use the quadratic formula, when you see corrected to the decimal places, it means the answers, it's more than 2 decimal places, so it's difficult to factorize. So don't waste your time to factorize, okay, because you cannot factorize this one. So even if they didn't say use the quadratic formula, you have to use the quadratic formula. Of course, you may use completing the square, but since it's correct 2 decimal places, it's better to use quadratic formula, but don't waste your time in factorization, okay? And here they made it clear for you, use the quadratic formula. Before using the quadratic formula, please write A equals to what? 3, B equals to -1, and C equals to -3. So to make it easy for yourself, okay? Minus B plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4AC divided by 2A. So negative, look here, negative plus or minus square root of B squared. When you see -1 squared, make it in brackets, minus 4 times A, okay, times C. Take care here. If you found that the number under the root is negative, it means there is a mistake, okay? So again, so this one will be 1 plus or minus the square root of 1. Look, minus times minus here, it will be plus. Okay, so 4 times 3, it's 12, times 3 is 36, divided by 6. So your answer here, you have two answers actually, 1 plus or minus the square root of 37 divided by 6. So take one of them positive and the second one to be negative, okay? Now let's see. 1 over square root of 7, square root of 37 divided by 6. So the answer here is 1.18. And the second one, 1 minus the square. I'm using my phone actually for calculations, and it's difficult. Okay, so the answer here is negative 0.85. Look here, 2 decimal places. If you will not round it to 2 decimal places, it will be incorrect. So they will deduct 1, okay? So take care, please. Okay, negative 0.85. Okay? Question 10. Y is inversely proportional to the cube of x. So this type of question, sometimes it's more difficult than that when they give you worded example and you have to translate it or interpret it to this formula. But here it's much easier. So y, instead of this proportion, you will make equals k, okay, over x cubed. So just what this you can do. This is in step number 1. So usually step number 1, write the formula in terms of k. Step number 2, find k. How to find k? You need to use the initial values. Like y is 1/4. Here is k. X, it's 2, so x cubed. So in this case, 1/4, k over 8. So you can divide both sides by 8. So k is 8/4, which is 2. Now step number 3, rewrite the formula again. But write the value of k, which is 2. So 2 over x cubed. Okay, this is the value of y. In many questions after finding y, they ask you to find y when x equals to something else. Okay, or sometimes even finding y itself if x equals to, find x if y equals to something. Okay, here is easier and shorter. Question 11, sequence. If you look at the relation between the first term and the second term, you will see it's multiplied by negative 1/2. Like the number is halved and negative. 80 became 40, it's halved and negative. And the same here, negative 1/2, negative 1/2, here multiplied by also negative 1/2. So when you see this multiplication, it means this one is geometric sequence. Geometric sequence, remember this one geometric sequence. Okay, in geometric sequence we have formula for this, that nth term there is a times r to the power of n minus 1. Okay, so a is the first term here is 80, so you can just write 80, and r is the common ratio, which is negative 1/2, and then to the power of n minus 1. Okay, so this should be like the difficult part of this question, but it's just a formula and you need to substitute in this formula. Now, how about the next term? Next term is just multiplied by negative 1/2, so it's negative 5 over 2. Okay, so this is the question about the sequence. Next one. The value of a car decreases at a rate of 10% per year. So number one, it's decreasing by a percent. This one's compound interest. This is like decay. So, and decreasing, negative. Okay, so when you write the formula of this question, take care that it's negative. Okay, so you write A equals to P and 1 minus R over 100 to the power of N. Okay, the value of a car decreases at a rate of 10%, so this is our R. The value of the car now is this one. Okay, calculate the value of the car after 2 years. So in this case, what you can do is that the present value is 22,680, and 1 minus R, it's 10% per 100 to the power of n is 2. So just you can substitute in this formula. Okay, so let's see how it will be. Just let's calculate. So 0.9 squared times 22680. So the answer should be A equals to 18,370.8, okay, dollars. So this is the value after 2 years. Just we have a formula and we substitute in the formula. Okay. Next one. The value of the car now is 2,680. Calculate the number of complete years. Look here, we need n, and we need complete years. Like it has to be whole number. It will take for the value of the car to be first less than 10,000. So you can make it as inequality, or you can just make it equals to 10,000, and then to find when it will be less than number. So in this case, we can write the formula again, but this time the future value is 10,000, and the present value is 22,680. Okay, and here is the same rate is 0.9. Okay, 1 minus 10% to the power of n. This n what we need to find. Okay, so in this case you can divide both sides by 22,680. So 0.9 to the power of n equals to this one. Let's see, this one is 10,000 over 22,680. The answer is 0.440917. Okay, now to find n, you can take log for both sides, or you can take len. Both are okay. So if I take log for both sides, so log of this 0.9 to the power of n and log of this 0.44. You use the value from calculator. Okay, so this n, it will be at front. So n log 0.9 and log 0. Okay, so we can say now n, you can divide both sides by log 0.9. This will give you the exact value of n to be exactly 10,000. So n equals to, let's use the calculator, log of the answer 0.440917 divided by the log of 0.9. So the answer is 7.77. Okay, so this number to be exactly 10,000. So to decrease less than 10,000, so you will need complete, okay, you will need 8 complete years. So the answer is 8. Okay, next one. Calculate, and we have a standard form, and it's multiplication. So we can multiply numbers. 6.2 times 3, so it's 18.6. And in case of multiplication, and we have the same base, we add the exponent, like 87 plus 87. Okay, now if you leave it in this way, you will lose 1 point because this is not standard form. This is not scientific notation. In this case, we have to divide by 10. And since you divide by 10, you have to multiply by 10 as well. So this one will be now a 1.86. And times 10 to the power of, you add, so 175. So this is the answer of this question. Okay. Next one. As we mentioned, and we gave those examples before in revision, that when you see plus, you have to factorize. Okay, when you factorize, usually you take the smallest number outside. So if you have 4 and 8, so you will take 4. Okay, and if you have 10 to the power of y and 10 to the power of y minus 1, you will take y minus 1. Okay, so 10 to the power of y minus 1. Okay, what will be inside? In this case here, it will be just 10 to the power of 1. Okay, because if you multiply them, you will add this 2. So 1 minus 1 plus 1. So minus 1 plus 1, what will remain? Will remain only y. Okay, then here plus 2. Okay, so we have 12. So 12, this one will be 12 times 4 times 10 to the power of y minus 1. 12 times 4 is 48. But the problem that 48, it's not standard form. So divide by 10, multiply by 10. So it will be 4.8. And this one, it will be times 10 to the power of y. Okay, if you add them, so y minus 1 plus 1, so minus 1 plus 1 cancelled, the answer is 4.8 times 10 to the power of y. Okay? Now, similar shapes. Similar shapes, here it's very clear that we are talking about volumes, and volumes, take care in volumes. As I mentioned many times for my students, that if you have length, like just start talking about length of side, length of another side, so this is ratio of length, or this is linear scale factor. But when you talk about area, this is area scale factor. Okay, if you talk about volume, this is volume scale factor. So take care when you make square or you make cube. Okay, so what we have here, the most important to know that they are mathematically similar. The volume of solid B is 2 times the volume of solid A. Okay, so volume of B, and here we have volume of A. They said that volume of B is 2 times A, so 2 times this A. Okay, so you can say in this case it's like 2 over 1. This is the volume scale factor. Okay, and they said that the height of solid A, we're talking about A, okay, so it has to be here, is 8. Okay, and how about the solid of B? Solid of B is this at H. And again, since we are talking here about volume scale factor, so this one should be cubed. So you have to solve this one. So H cubed, make cross multiply, it's 2 times 8 cubed over 1. Okay, so then this will give you that H equals to the cubic root of this one, which is like the cubic root of 2 times 8. Okay, let's use calculator for this. If you want, you can write it 8 cubic root of 2. Okay, or just use calculator and round it to 3 significant figures. So cubic root. Cubic root of 2 and then times 8. So 10.1. Okay, if you make 3 significant figures, centimeters. Okay, 10.1. And again, you have to check the numbers that it makes sense. Okay, this one is 8. We know that the height here will be more, so it's 10, so it makes sense. Okay, next one. And by the way, just also as a revision, like if this one was area over area, like area scale factor, this one should be squared. Okay, question 15. Now it's calculate the area. If I wanted to find the area of the shape, so I have 2 triangles, I have to find the area of this one and area of this one. Okay, the area of this triangle is non-right angle triangle, so the area of this ACD is 1/2. You multiply the 2 sides, sine the angle between them, which is 35. Okay, this is what we say 1/2 AB sine C. It's like 1/2 you multiply 2 sides, sine the angle between those 2 sides. Okay, so how about the area of ABC? Look, this is this one is right angle triangle. You may say 1/2 the base times the height. You may say that, but you have to find the height. So use Pythagoras to find the third side, or use trigonometric ratios. But you can save your time, and also you can apply the same formula of non-right angle triangle. You may use it for right angle triangle to save time. You can just say, because the formula for non-right angle triangle can be applied for the right angle triangle, because right angle triangle is a special case from from the non-right angle triangle. Okay, so right angle triangle can be applied for the right angle triangle. So 1/2, you multiply two sides, so I can multiply 9 times 4.5, sine the angle between them, which is 60. Okay, so in this case, you can do that. Let's see. Calculate 1/2 times 9 times 13 times sine 35. This one 33.55 centimeters squared. This is area. And then 1/2 times 9 times 4.5 and sine 60. So this one 17.54. Okay, centimeter squared. So now just add this two to write the final answer. So the last one plus 33.55. So you can say if three significant figures, so usually round, not the middle steps, around the last number. So it can be 51.1. Okay, this will be the area of the shape. Okay, calculate the perimeter, okay, of the quadrilateral ABCD. Okay, if we need to find the perimeter, let's see which sides we have, which sides we need. So we have this side, we have this side, okay, but we need to find this one, and we need to find this one as well. Okay, so in this side AB, I can use Pythagoras to find the third one. I have two sides. We need to find the other one. So AB squared is 9 squared. This is the hypotenuse squared minus the care minus the 4.5 squared. Okay, so AB equals to the square root of 9 squared plus 44.5 squared. This is to find the AB. Okay, let's do it. 81 minus 4.5 squared, and then the square root of the answer. So this one should be 7.79. Okay, centimeters. Numbers here, as you see, like it's rounded to 4.5. So if you say this one 7.8 is fine. But I prefer to make it more, 3 significant figures or more, and to round at the end. Okay, we have the side. How about which side else we need to find? Okay, we found AB. We need also to find AD. Okay, so to find AD, what to do? Of course, if you know when and where we use this cosine rule, you will know that here we use cosine rule. But if you don't know, number one, ask yourself, is this one right angle triangle? If yes, you have two options to use Pythagoras if you have two sides and you need to find the third side. Or if there is an angle involved in the question, you will use trigonometric ratios. Okay, what we call them like the opposite, hypotenuse, and the stuff. Okay, but if this one non-right angle triangle, so you cannot use Pythagoras. So this is the main mistake. Okay, some students, they use Pythagoras in non-right angle triangle. You cannot. Okay, and you cannot use trigonometric ratios. Okay, so you will move to the rules of non-right angle triangle. The first one you have to think about is sine rule. Do you have a side, any of sides, an opposite angle? No, here we have no the opposite side of this angle, so we cannot use sine rule. So what we use? We use cosine rule. Okay, so we cannot use sine rule, we will use cosine rule. This is just a general idea to know how to solve which one, to use which formula exactly. But if you know the use of cosine rule, okay, cosine rule, we use it in two cases. If we have two sides and the angle between them, and we need to find the third side, as this case, this is the first case to use cosine rule. And the second case, if you have three sides and you need to find any angle. Also, in this case, we use cosine rule. Okay, let's see. Now we will use cosine rule, of course, to find the third side. How many points here? We have 5. Okay. So we can say this is the first point. We need this one. And now we need to find AD squared. So AD squared is the two sides squared, this side, 9 and 13. So 9 squared plus 13 squared. Looks like Pythagoras so far. Minus 2 times the two sides cosine the angle between them. Okay, what is the angle between the two sides? 35. I'm seeing this in this way to make it easy for you to not think, Mr. which one will be A, which one will be C, which one it will be B, like A squared plus B squared. So you will ask me, you can just look at the triangle without memorizing. You will take the two sides and the angle between them. Okay, what's outside here, the one what we need to find. Okay, so AD squared, 9 squared plus 13 squared minus 2 times 9 times 13 cosine 35. So this one, it gives me 58.32. Again, take care that this one is the square. This is also one of the mistakes, that you think that this is the final answer. No, this is AD squared. You need to take the square root of this number. Okay, so when you take the square root, and even if you if you forgot this in exam, look, usually numbers they have to make sense. How this one 13, this one 9, and this one, for example, 50 or 58. Okay, doesn't make sense. So it means you forgot to take the square root. Okay, so it will be 7.64. Okay, 7.64. So this is what we have, centimeters. So now, since we have the two sides, so let's add. Now we need to find the final answer. So the perimeter here will be this 7.79 plus 7.64 plus, okay, we added this 2 plus 13 plus 4.5. And 7.79 plus 13 plus 4.5. So the answer should be 32.9. Okay, this is 3 significant figures. Okay. Done with this. Okay, next one, question 3. P is the point on the line CD. That is the nearest point to A. Okay, first of all, let's remove this and see. So the nearest point from A to CD, it's usually is perpendicular line. Okay, should be like that. So when they say the nearest point on CD, so it means this one. It means here we need to find this one. So this one is P. So they said calculate CP. P is the point on the line CD. It's on CD, that the nearest point to A. So it means find like the foot of this perpendicular line. Okay, now we have right angle triangle. We have here, this one will be the hypotenuse, and we have an angle, and we need to find the adjacent. This one's adjacent of the angle. So which one of the trigonometric ratios is the relation between the ratio between the adjacent and hypotenuse? This one is cosine. So we will say cosine of the angle 35 equals to the adjacent, which is this, we need to find CP, divided by the hypotenuse, which is 9. So if you make cross multiply, so CP equals to 9 cosine 35. So 9 cosine, sorry, 9 cosine 35, it's 7.37. Okay, so this is the length we need to find. Okay, next one, the diagram shows a sector of a circle. We have the area and we need to find R. Okay, so the circle is pi r squared, but here we need to find area of sector. It's a part of the circle, so theta over 360. The area is 62.6. Pi r squared, we need to find r. Theta is 80 over 360. So we can say that 62.6. Let's multiply this one by pi. So this 8 over 36 times pi in calculator. So it's this number like 69813. We will divide by this number from calculator. You can divide this one by the number you have in calculator. So divide this one by the answer. Okay. 69813. So r squared equals 2. If you divide this one by 62.6, reciprocal. Okay, so we have like 89.67, the square root of the answer. So r equals to 9.47. Okay, so this is the radius. Okay, we made it again 3 significant figures. Next one, the popular question in exam. It's about the frequency table, cumulative frequency, and then draw the graph. And this is what we said in the revision. Okay, so when usually we see it estimate the mean, so we know that we have to find the mid value. Okay, so the mid value of 0, 60, 30, mid value here is 75, right? 90, 120 is 105, and here is 150. If you don't know how to find it, just add them and divide by 2. Okay, so we multiply that, as we said before, that the mean equals to the sum of MF divided by N. So 30 times 7, okay, plus 75 times 31 plus 105 times 45 plus 150, okay, times 17. All of this divided by n, which is 100. If you don't have n, you have to add all of this f, because n is sum of f. Okay, you will use calculator to find this one. Let's see what it will be. Just a second. So 30 times 7 plus 75 times 31, 105 times 45, 150 times 17, all of this divided by 100, so the answer is 98.1. Okay, next one, complete the cumulative frequency table. So usually in cumulative frequency, the first value it's the same, and then we add next one. It's cumulative, like we add next one. So 7 plus 31, 38, then 38 plus this 45, it will be 83. 83 plus the 17, it gives the 100. This also to double check if it gives n. Okay, so you are correct. Okay, done with this. Now let's use this cumulative frequency table to draw the cumulative frequency diagram. So we have 60 and 60 here is minutes, so take care that the 60 here and then 7. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8. 7 should be here in the middle. And then what we have 90 and 38. 90 should be in the should be here. Okay, between, and 38. 38, it should be before 40, it should be something like there. Then 120 and 83. 120 and 83. 83, let's go to see 80, 82, 84, 83 between them. And then 180 and 100 should be at the corner there. Okay, we need to connect all these points in smooth curve. It's not easy to make it in tablet. Okay. It should be here. Okay, it should be something similar to this one. Okay, next one. Use your cumulative frequency to find the median. We know that n is 100, right? So the median is, since n is 100 over 2, so the median should be in the 50th. Where is 50? Here is this one, so the median should be here. So draw horizontal line, intersect, then you have to go down there. Okay, it's approximate value. Okay, this one, like it's about here, if we said 984. Okay, let's see. So 84, 88, 92, like 96. Yeah, approximately 96 according to this one. Okay, 96. Your answer maybe will be like a little bit different, but this according to my graph there. Okay, maybe yours it will be different. Okay, so but not big difference. The lower quartile, so we will divide by 4 or 1/4 times n, so 25th. Let's see where we can find it. So it should be, lower quartile should be here. And then you go down. It's, of course, this one's not accurate 100%, but it's about 80. Okay. Show your work usually on the graph here. So this one almost 80. Now the number of students who spent 70 minutes or less. Okay, 70 minutes. So 70 minutes, let's go now to the minutes. Minutes, it's 70 should be here in the middle. 70 should be here. So if you make in the middle vertical line, and then you go to the left. Okay. So this one, if we said that 12, 14, it's almost 14. Okay. So here is how many students is 14. Because they said less, so it means this part, okay, here. But if they said more, we should like subtract 100 minus this 14. Okay. And again, this is according to the graph what I'm doing here. Your answer may be a little bit different. Okay, now 2 of the 100 students are chosen from the same time interval in the first table. Look here, we are talking about 2 students, like we have 2 fractions. And they are taken from 2 of the 100 students, and these 2 chosen from where? If it's chosen from the total, you will divide by 100. But here they said chosen from the same time interval. Okay, so we are choosing from 100, okay? Because this is 2 of this 100, so 199. But they said that they are from the same interval. The same interval means, like, if this one, whatever, okay, so whatever the number you have here, if, for example, if this one 5, oh, what happened? Second. So if this one 5, this one will be 4, and so on, like it will be decreased by 1. Okay, because both of them from the same interval. Okay, what they need, they said that the probability of choosing both the students is 1/5. Okay, so complete the time interval they were chosen from. Okay, so if here is n, should be here like n minus 1. Okay, like decreased by 1. So you may create like a quadratic equation and to solve to find a value. Okay, and this is absolutely fine. Or you may do what? You may try the intervals. Okay, so if you do it in this way and continue, it's fine. Or you can try. How can we try? They said that from the same interval. So what intervals we have? The intervals we have, it's here. Okay, so this interval, this one, and this one. So you may try 7 times 6, and you may try then 31 times 30, and 45 times 44, 17 times 16. Okay, so let's try. You can try like here 100 and here 99. And let's the first one was 7 times 6. The second one is 31 and 29. 31 and 30, sorry. Okay. And what else do we have? 45 and 17. Okay. So 45 and 44 and 17 times 16. Okay. So you can try to see which one will give you 1/2. So this will be the interval. Okay, or solve the equation. So if we try both of them, just to save your time, if we try this, I'll try, okay, let's try 7, this one, like 7 times 6, okay? It will not give the answer. It's clear, but let's say, no, it's not. Okay, so it's not this one. Okay, so if you try 31 times 30 divided by this 1, 9, okay, 9, so it's not, okay, this not this one, it's not even doesn't give fraction. But look, if you try this one, like the 45 times 44 and divided by 9900, so the answer is 0.2. So it's very clear that this one is the answer. So let's look which one, the interval of 45. The interval of 45 was this interval, okay, 90 and 120. Okay, so this is the answer. So you may do it in this way and solve, or just you can try, take one interval and try, and you will know which one is the answer. Okay, question 18. Calculate the area of triangle PBC. So to find the area of the triangle, we need to find the area of this one. So since you have the height and you have the base, so the area is 1/2 the base, which is BC, it's 10, times the height, which is PM 12, so it's 60. This is the first one. So this one's 60. Done. Next one, calculate the total surface area of the pyramid. Okay, if you look at the faces we have one triangle and we have 2, 3, 4. We have like 4 triangles. Okay, so the area of the triangles is 4 times 60. We found already that each one of them is 60. So what's remaining? It's remaining in the base, right? The base is this one, which is a square. Okay. Square base. The square, the one side BC, it was 10, so it will be 10 squared. So the area of square is 10 squared, 100. So the answer is 340 centimeters squared. Okay, so we are done with the surface area. Now, how about the angle between C? Calculate the angle between PM and the base. Okay, how many points? 2 points. Okay. So sometimes when you look at the number of points, you know that you can guess the difficulty of the question or the length of the question. So it's just 2 points. Okay, we need the angle between the base and PM, right? Okay, this PM is given, it's 12. So this one is 12. So we can draw the height. The height goes to the center, to the middle. And you can draw from here a line parallel to this one. Okay, so this one's right angle. This side, we know that it's 10. Okay, so this one is 5. So I have 5 here, and I have 12 there, right? So I can find the angle what they want me to find. We need to find this angle between the base and, okay, the base, let's call it X, the base and the PM. Okay, so you have, or we have, the adjacent, okay, this one, and the hypotenuse, right? So we'll use cosine. So cosine x equals to the adjacent 5 divided by the hypotenuse, which is 12. So x is the cosine inverse of this fraction. So let's see. Shift cosine 5 over 12. So this one is 65.4. And angles should be 1 decimal place. Okay, if you write only 65, it will be incorrect. Okay, next one. And I think this is the last one. We need to simplify. This type of questions, as usual, when you look at the fraction, you should know that most likely you will cancel two brackets. So if you look at this one's difference of two squares, it will be 1 minus w times 1 plus w. Okay? How about this one? Let's arrange this one to make one of the brackets to be 1 minus w or 1 plus w. Okay, so this is 1 plus, we can factorize w, it will be x minus 1, and here minus x. Okay, so we can actually 1 minus w, here 1 plus w. We can here this is 1. Okay, let's rearrange to make this minus. Okay, let's take 1 plus. If we make it minus, let's make it minus w. Okay, because I need it to be similar to one of them. So I can make it here minus w, and I can make this one 1 minus x. Okay, and here minus x. Is it okay? So just if you change this one x minus 1 to be 1 minus x, just change the sign outside. Okay, so if I look at this one and just I will rearrange them, like here is 1 and here minus x, so I will make 1 minus x. Okay, and this one is minus w and 1 minus x. Okay, so what we have then, this one, it's the same as this one. I can factorize one of them outside. What will remain here? Will remain only 1, and here minus w. Okay, so what we have, 1 minus w and 1 plus w. Now I can cancel this one. Since it's multiplication, I can cancel 1 minus w with 1 minus w. The answer is 1 plus w over 1 minus x. So this should be the answer. 4 points for this one. Okay. So we are done with this question, with this paper actually. So please compare your answers with this one, and please let me know in comments what do you protect for yourself. Okay, and please double check if there is any problem in calculations. Please let me know. If you think there is any mistake, please also let me know. And if you have any question, please write in comments. And good luck for everyone. And if you will take next session, anyone will take next exam, also this can be a good reference for you to revise the topics. Okay, today in this exam we revised actually many important topics, what you can find them in most of paper 4 exams, like geometric sequences. Okay, like it has a formula AR, then this r to the power of n minus 1, and compound decay, we had a question about that. Similar shapes, we had a question, 3D trigonometry, and using cosine rule as well. We had question about that, cumulative frequency, and using the finding the median and lower quartile. We had a question about this. Okay. What else? Standard form, of course, and percentage. Okay. So, and of course, the paper 4 popular question is the using the graph to sketch functions. So, good luck, everyone. Please like, share, subscribe, and give me your comments. And also, if you need this solved PDF, please write in comment. Thank you so much. Goodbye.